Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Missy. Thanks for joining me again for another video. This is a layout that I created for my Scraps and More. This was actually for this week's Throwback Thursday challenge. Every day of the week we have a different type of challenge, and Thursdays we use up our stash. And so I decided to use a little bit of American Crafts, that background sheet that you see there with the stripes. That's from the +1 collection, pretty sure. But the rest of it is from October Afternoon. It's from the Daily Flash collection and the Midway collection. I've had this stuff hoarded for a long time, and part of the challenge was to use some of your stash that you've had for over a year. And so I did just that. That piece right there is also from +1, I believe. Or you know what? No, I think that may be from Studio Calico. Oh gosh, it came out about the same time. I can't think of the name of it, but I have the paper pad for it. So I'm using a little film strip of goofy cheeseball pictures, of course, of me and my husband in the car, and I always use date night as an excuse to take cheesy selfies because, you know, he's usually driving and I'm sitting there and goofing off on my phone. And of course I'm thinking about scrapbooking because what else am I going to think about, right? You know, you're the same way, admit it. I'm just kidding. But, you know, I'm always like, okay, let's take a picture, smile. And sometimes he will, but most of the time he just gives me these cheesy looks like, oh, great. Some of them are just insane. I mean, he sticks his tongue out and stuff, but, you know, I don't want to embarrass him too bad on live YouTube, so to speak. So, you know, I try not to put things on there that are too crazy. Where he's concerned, but I make cheesy faces all the time and I don't care. It makes for good memories and it's funny. We laugh and you know, goof off. So anyway, that's what the pictures are. And I just cut some strips here from different papers. You probably know that I love rainbow type colors, so I picked out some red, yellow, blue, some rainbow. That's a chevron. It's kind of rainbow color. But the rest of them are not solids, but they're more of solid colors. And that paper right there is orange, but I wanted more of a solid orange color. So I just pull out a gelato right quick and smudge some orange on it. So you can still see the pattern through it, but it's more of a solid color. Because I thought, well, if I'm using red, blue, yellow, with a little bit of green in there, I need to have some orange. So that's my thinking behind adding that strip right there. And I actually cut it here in a little bit and make it a little bit thinner, so it's not such a thick sheet there. And I did that off camera, so you can see now it's a little bit thinner. So now I decided I need to get a little messy, so I do what I've been doing for quite a while, which is use gelatos and the packaging technique. And right away I noticed that since I didn't use any gesso at all, that faded kind of quickly. It wasn't as bright as I wanted. So I go right back over it with some lemon zest Dilutions ink. And as you can tell, it's extremely bright. So that's the look I was going for. And in person, it matches that yellow pattern paper a lot better than it does on film. I go through a couple of different colors of Color Shine, Heidi Swap Color Shine. I use the teal color. I believe this is the peach color. It's the orange toned one, and my little dropper there didn't want to splatter that much, so I had to really whack it around a few times to get the ink to fly off. And now this is another Dilutions. It's a red. I think it's red cherry. It's a red color. Now that all that's dry, I'm going to go back with the packaging and add a little bit more red. And I don't know, I've been on a red kick lately. I'm not even a red fan, but the last couple pages that I've made lately seem to have red in them. And I'm cool with that. That's just not my first choice of color, but somehow the page or the papers that I'm picking have it in there, and so be it. You know, if you're making a rainbow page, chances are there's going to be some red in there, right? So what am I doing? I'm adding some blue. I want some blue over there to the side, or aqua, or teal, whatever color you want to call that. So I think I got my colors down. I didn't get too messy on this. I didn't add any gesso. which is, rare for me because it's the first thing I go for, but I didn't want to get too wet with the liquids. So now I'm going to name this Date Night Shenanigans because, we're being goofy and silly. And I cut that in white cardstock on my Cameo, and that is from the font is called Olympic Branding. I think I found it on dafont.com, and I just love it. I love the G. I love the looping of the G and the S's, and I just love it. And so I just took my black soot distress ink and colored it black, because when I cut it, I wasn't sure if I wanted it black or if I wanted to make it one of those colors. Oh, and I was showing you my stitching there. I did some stitching off camera. But I finally decided that I wanted it black. And if I knew ahead of time, I would have just cut it in black cardstock, but I didn't, so I just did it in white. So I'm going to glue that down because I've pretty much got it how I want it. And the rest of it is going to be embellishing. And I think everything that I use is going to be from October Afternoon Daily Flash. I've got the girl version, the boy version. There's a couple of different ones, and I just went through. There were a bunch of these cute little die cuts. Say cheese, seriously, real life, so you, and they're all different colors. And so I like the fact that they say all these funny things that kind of, oh snap. I say that all the time, like I'm so stuck in the 80s or 90s whenever oh snap was that the 90s? Oh snap. Yeah, I say that all the time. I'm cheesy. Who cares, right? So I had to use that. And it's red. And so as a pop of red, the teal say cheese, the orange real life, and that yellow seriously arrow. I like that they're all different colors and they all kind of echo the strips in the back. So it worked out really nicely. And I wanted to use that card that said snapshots of today, but for a while I couldn't figure it out. But I finally decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick it right there, and I know that covers up a lot of the mixed media work that I did, but never fear, I'm going to add some right on top of it, and I just go for it with the yellow. I love the messy look, and it looks kind of just like it's splattered on there by accident, and I kind of thought it was cool, so that's how that's going to go. And you can still see the messy background ink without being, too messy. And I've been wanting to use that cute Polaroid camera for a long time. What is it with me and cameras? I don't know. I've had this one for over a year. And one day I'm going to use that other camera that I've talked about in my hip kit videos from the March kit. I still haven't used it yet. Believe me, I will alert you when I use it because it's one of those things that I'm always thinking about when I'm scrapping. I'm going to use it. I am going to use it. Just not on this one. So all these little embellishments are just coming along nicely. Do you ever have layouts like that where it just everything flows? Half the time I'm stuck, and I cut a lot of that out usually because you don't want to see me hem-haw around with pushing all these embellishments around. But on this one, it just seemed to flow, and it felt nice because when I was editing this, I didn't have to cut a lot out because it was just flowing. So I really, really like when that happens. Now I'm just going to play with the alphas. The date alphas right there are from the Midway collection. And that was the collection that it was all about like the fair or the carnival. There were tickets and things about games and prizes and things like that. So I really thought that was a cute collection. I finally decided to stick Shenanigans right down there at the bottom, and then I'm going to pull out these red thickers and add the word night. I love mixing up the alphas and having different fonts for the title, and I like the pop of red. That sticker sheet's also from the Midway, and you can see some of the things on there. Winners, tickets, fun times. It's totally for, something at the fair or the carnival, but I didn't have any pictures. Actually, you know what? I do have some pictures now. I may keep this out and actually use it for what it was intended for. That's a whole nother layout though. Anyway, so I'm going to add in my journaling using my T-square ruler, and that spot right there that's white is going to be perfect. I did add some more journaling. You can see the zigzags there. And I did a straight stitch through that orange here's the story piece and through that red click, click, click piece right above the camera. And I think this is going to be close to the end. After the journaling, I'm going to bring out the black color shine and finish it off there. And I did something really stupid. I don't know if you just caught that, but I have 2 drips on my middle picture. Yeah, you'd think I would know. And I tried to fix it. Clearly, it did not come up. One is right on my mouth. Yeah, I'm going to hold it up here so you can see it. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, cover your photos before you splatter black ink all over it. How long have I been doing this? Clearly, I have not learned my lesson. But you know what? It's a goofy picture, and it fits to have ink splattered all over my face. So I think it's funny, and I did not change it. I don't care. There's the final product. Ink on my mouth and all. I like how it turned out. I love the colors. It's bright, it's fun, it's silly, and it's a throwback to some old stash. Yay for using up stash. I need to do that more often. I really do. I've got shelves full of it. So anyway, here's all the close-ups. If you want to check out My Scraps and More, it's myscrapsandmore.com. We always have tons of challenges going on. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Have a great day.